Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. It's a thrilling, another week is coming to a close, and I am so stoked. Stoked, like I'm on fire here. I'm going to have to put on more deodorant because we've got Suzanne Taylor-King in the house. Welcome, Suzanne.
Thank you. Excited for this conversation.
Listen, I've been looking forward to this one, and I know that you are like a kick-ass entrepreneur. You all, I just have to tell you, in one of her businesses, for example, in the first year, it was a retail business. They had over $1 million come in. Within 5 years, they were over 5 million. And so this woman knows what she's talking about. We're not talking little bitty, business that grows like mine did. I started with $1,000, and you've heard me say this, Suzanne, and a lot of boobs, not a lot of balls.
Yeah.
That didn't apply to me. Yeah. Suzanne kicked butt with it. And she's an incredible business strategist, hence that beautiful crystal ball. Will you show them again?
Yes.
This crystal ball. I love that. And is it the planet?
Well, it's not. It's really just a swirly, like kind of yin yang thing.
Oh, I see it now. I see it.
That's gorgeous. But I love that it's green and blue, and I'm super into nature. And the person who made this, I went to high school with, and he gave it to me as a gift, and I just love it.
You're like me. I have all these knickknacks around. I have to rotate them, things that people made or gave me.
Yes.
Pottery that students gave me. It's one of the great things about teaching.
I save every card, every thank you note, every little thing that clients send me. Well, except for the chocolate covered pretzels.
I'm glad you don't save those. I'd be praying for you if you did.
Yeah.
So you all, let me just tell you real quickly about Suzanne. All right. She draws upon her background as a competitive athlete, 20 years as a dental hygienist. Wow, that's interesting. And the study of positive psychology. And she's in the neuroscience of habits, nutrition, and personal well-being. So she takes coaching to the next level for her clients using all of this combination of NLP, positive psychology, emotional intelligence, high performance habits, ancient wisdom, and modern tools, now known as the Taylor method, which we are going to talk about today because guess what? Shh, it's the entrepreneur's secret weapon. So I'm glad you're here, Suzanne. Suzanne has supported entrepreneurs since 2009, you all, by the way. And she's a technology wizard, too. There's just so much I could say about her.
Well, actually, the first business was 1992.
Oh, my goodness, girl.
Yeah.
Girl, you don't look that old. Okay, well, my first business was when I was 9. So
nice.
Well, listen. I know that you have a lot that you want to share with folks, but I'm just going to ask you, really quickly, what is the thing in your business that makes you feel most alive right now? And that just you love providing to your clients? And who are your ideal clients?
I think my favorite thing, besides aha moments when somebody I can see it come over their face, is providing space for people. So whether it's the space for discovery, the space for creating, or the space for community and meeting other people and connecting with other people. And I think seeing it happen for other people is super gratifying. And, one-on-one with clients or prospective clients, when I can change something in their thinking or give them a perspective or an insight that they wouldn't have had I not been in the room, nothing better.
Nothing better, right? Because that's really where transformation starts.
Yeah.
Transformation starts here, and then we're able to bring it into the world, right? And manifest it in a material form. And, you and I both know that mindset is probably at least 80% of success, and strategy, but without mindset is empty. I mean, it's useless basically. So I love that you're changing the way they think. And, I know that you, like me, love to focus on proven methods to have success in business.
Yeah.
we've learned the hard way, right?
Oh, I
Sometimes.
have. I mean, when I first came into the online space in 2009, I had no idea what I was doing.
Hmm.
I was on Facebook, and it was pretty much who had the best sales page or the
Hmm.
fanciest pictures that I believed. I think it was a Paris photo shoot that got me. Um, I believed that I needed, the Louboutins and the Paris photo shoot in order to be a successful coach. And
Mm.
that start really set me up for so much disappointment. Striving to be something I wasn't. I'm totally like a jeans, flip-flop, and Harley t-shirt girl. So,
Yep.
ooh, and I think it took investing in numerous, ten or $20,000 programs to
Hmm.
discover, well, this isn't what I need. Like, this isn't this isn't who I want to be. I don't want to fake it till I make it. I've
Right.
already had a proven track record of success in business and life, for that matter. And I just thought, how can I lean into doing it my way and being myself? And my husband, God bless him, said to me, when did you make the most money in your entire entrepreneurial career?
Hmm.
When I was wearing jeans and flip flops and
Yeah.
a Burton snowboarding t shirt, I signed a huge deal with a company to have exclusive, rights in my business. And they didn't care what I had on. They were buying this. And I think tapping into that and, helping someone remember that all of their life experiences and all their education and all the books they ever read, that is what people are paying for, not the way you're dressed,
Hmm.
and certainly not your website or your funnel or your, nudge,
Yes.
right? Like, are some of those things important in my business now?
Hmm.
Yes, absolutely, because it enables me to work less.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, none of that would have been important.
See, I love what you're saying because so many people elaborately procrastinate saying, I have to have this perfect website. I
Mhm.
have to take the funnel course. I have to
Mhm.
get sales. Well, I shouldn't say the names, but I have to get this really expensive system. I
Yep.
have to do this and that and the other before I can ever have sales. And you and I both know
No, no.
that you got to just, one of the ways you test your idea in business is you offer it and
Yeah.
you see if anybody says, like I always say, and when I'm teaching creative marketing, you'll laugh, Suzanne. I'm like, you may think that crocheted garbage can covers are the cat's last meow, but it's the cat's last funeral meow because nobody wants your stupid crocheted trash
Yeah.
can covers. And
Yeah.
so many people, and this, but we know this having been in business for so long. I mean, you've been in business since 1992. I've been officially in business since 2000, though I was teaching Reiki all the way through graduate school, right?
Mhm.
Had already really started my business. We know that you gotta test your idea and not spend
Yes.
all this time, money, and energy to get the perfect online course or the perfect this or the perfect that, because then you may find there's absolutely no desire or no need for it.
Well, that's absolutely what happened to me. I spent 3 months creating I was a health coach when I first came into the online space,
Uh-huh.
and I spent 3 months creating a 6-month, weight loss, fitness,
Yeah.
nutrition, what I thought was an incredible program, and nothing happened. I put it out there, nobody wanted it, nobody bought it.
Right.
And I recently found that folder of
Mhm.
content,
Yeah.
and I actually gave it to one of my health coaching clients. And I said, here's a 6-month program, all the
Nice.
worksheets,
Yeah.
all the copy, everything you need. It doesn't have a sales page, but it did back then in the day. And it was $297 for a
And people were
6-month.
buying. You were probably I'm so glad you shared that, okay, because I was just on this show called Fuck Ups, A Celebration,
Oh,
with Jim Schulman,
yes.
he's
I
great,
love
and
him.
oh, yeah, you need to be on that show,
I was on that show.
oh, you were on that show, of course you were. Jim is fun, and I love that he says a celebration because
And he
you
lives right
learn.
near me, so that's why.
Oh,
So,
cool.
yeah.
And you learned so much from that experience,
Yeah.
which will serve you. But really, everyone, listen to what Suzanne's saying. I already put the nugget, be you. Don't try to be somebody else, because then you're going to come off as fake ass and everybody's going to feel that. And they're not, if there's a lack of real sincerity in who we
Yeah.
are, people feel it and they're like, I don't want to be around that. I don't want to buy from that person. I don't want to spend time with that person. It's really our presence.
Yes.
It's our presence that draws people, and we're all different, which is why I don't ever believe in competition. That's why I put you on here, because you have a certain person you help. I have a certain person I help. You're
Mhm.
not going to be the right person for the Barnsley tribe, and the Barnsley tribe is not going to resonate with you. So
Yeah.
there's plenty for everybody. But you all listen to what Suzanne just said. She spent all this time, money, energy, working out this 6-month online program at a really low price point, and nobody was buying. So the first thing, another nugget I want you to get, is that you've got to test your idea. And
Yes.
I firmly believe in pre-selling something. Now you can poll people, right? You can survey them
Mhm.
and you can pre-sell something. So do you do any pre-sales now? I'm just curious. Or how do you test
Well,
out your ideas? How about sharing that with everybody?
oh, I sell before I create. I
Perfect.
sell the idea. Um, maybe it's through posting or asking questions, or you know, I have 10, 15 discovery calls every week, or I'm meeting new people, so I'm listening, like, what are their pain points, what's the problem, what do I need to solve, what do I need to package together, always, always, always listening like that.
Mhm.
And the program that's my signature program now, it's a 3-month program, but I swear to you, it's a year's worth of coaching in 3 months. There's
Mhm.
3 sessions a week. There's a copy expert. There's a funnel included. Like, every time I run that 3 months, there's
Mhm.
more in the program, and the program goes up by $1,000 every time, every time,
Mhm.
every
Yeah.
time. And when I first created it, I had the idea, and I took one of my rock star clients who needed it, who
Mhm.
needed this intellectual property
Yep.
extracted,
Yeah.
deciphered, and
Mhm.
put into tangible assets. And I just said to her, listen, this is what I'm thinking you need. Does that sound right? Does that feel right? I have a unique solution. Do you want to play with that solution for the next 6 weeks or so? And she was like, hell yeah.
Mhm.
So I did it with her. And as I was doing it, I'm keeping notes. What did she like? What did she not like? And then from there, it was really about, okay, now I'm going to do a beta for a group and see how the choreography of doing this with 8 or 10 people is going to go. And what do they need? And I made some more changes and some more tweaks. And then I started getting sales language for it from the people in the room who were already my ideal clients.
So did
And
everybody catch this? I want to pause you for a second,
mhm,
and I want to say she already had a relationship with this person. Did everybody catch that? And she said, here's what I'm working on, and is this going to help you? Basically, I'm paraphrasing, obviously. Is this
right.
something you'd be interested in trying out for 6 weeks? And
Mhm,
the woman's like, of course, because Suzanne had listened. She had
yes.
listened and she already had that relationship. It was really simple to enroll her. And then from your beta, you did the smart thing, because from your beta, you figured out what are the problems with this thing, and you were able to iron them out. You were able to also hear and listen to what they needed that needed to be added, which you continue to do. And
Yeah.
so I really want y'all to hear what she's laying down. Suzanne is laying down. Let's give it. I'm going to give my
Mhm.
little woo, yeah, my little woo.
Yeah.
Let's get funky here.
My mom used to do it.
Oh yeah, oh
Mm. Yeah.
sizzle. The
Yeah.
sizzle here is
Yeah.
don't you dare wait, people. You need to pre-sell your thing, right?
Yeah.
Just get going. Don't spend months and months working it
Just
out.
serve.
Just,
Just serve. And
just
the
serve.
details literally come, the how my program is now. I've
Hmm.
had 6 cohorts for the 3 months. Then I had the beta, and then I had a couple one-on-one people.
Hmm.
So those one-on-one people became testimonials to the program.
Hmm.
They also became, how much was that worth to you? So
Mm.
that was awesome. So there's no more of that doubt in my mind. Is it a $10,000 program or is it a $1,000 program? Like,
Okay, now this is huge. So you got testimonials from those beta people,
yep.
and of course they got a better price point
Hmm.
because they're the betas,
Yeah.
which is really attractive to people to say, look, I'm going to run a beta. When I started my mastermind, you're going to laugh, Suzanne. Do you know how much it was for that? It was 1 month when I first started.
Okay. How
You know
much?
how much it
I
was?
bet
Take
you
a
I
guess.
beat you. Bet you I beat you with my first mastermind. Go ahead.
You probably did. What's your guess? What's your guess?
I'm
And I'll
guessing
guess yours.
97.
Oh, that's good. That's it, but it's not. I'm guessing yours was 49.
Not
I would
mine was 97.
Oh, there you go. And mine was 197. And I also gave away a spot. That's how I filled it. I
Yeah.
ran a contest. I did a drawing. It was so fun. My daughter and I actually did an actual drawing with a basket.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then I decided, well, let me just give away another that'll be 50% off. And I let the person who won it, he couldn't come. So he gifted it to someone who really needed it.
Mm.
So, I love that. Yeah, you started with 97. I mean, what person is going to say no to 97 for how long was it? 6 weeks?
I had a shit ton of people who said no to
Oh
a
my God.
$97 a month mastermind.
Okay. All
So
right. Well,
listen, uh,
okay. I got to say something. I
yeah,
want
go
you
ahead.
to hear those of you. I know some of you have been popping in and off. I've seen you, right? And you better come back and watch the whole thing because she's laying down some nuggets here. And I'm putting them up in the chat. Some of them, not all of them. So you got to watch.
Awesome.
Right. But here's the deal. Did y'all hear her say that she originally invested in some 20,000 and more dollar programs? Okay. And I have said, and people are like, did I spend well over 30,000 a year on professional development, well over,
Mhm.
sometimes higher. And the point is, if you want a 6-figure or multiple 6-figure or 7-figure business, you have got to invest in that.
Yeah.
You have got to invest. And the thing is that you're investing in yourself. You're
You are.
investing in your future. You're investing in the service that you were gifted with to give people. This is your mission, y'all. You don't get it's not a freaking dress rehearsal,
It's not.
right?
Well, the mindset piece for me, um, and I'm going back 6, 8 years ago, that had to switch to get out of that low end,
Yeah,
model,
right.
was that the change. I wasn't selling my time. I
Hmm.
was selling where my clients would be after working with me. What would they be able to do, say, be, and what changes are going to happen during that time? That's what they're paying for. Not, you know, I could make great change with somebody in an hour, or it could take 10 weeks. I don't know. But the price is the price for the change.
Man,
And
girl, I just put that up
mm,
there. I'm like,
that
Nugget, don't sell your time. Sell where your client will be after the
yes,
time with you.
Yes.
What's the outcome? What's the result they get? Because that is priceless. So when you asked your beta people, Suzanne, and I
Mhm.
know we want to get into, I know we're really talking about the secret weapon, but I want us to identify it later. So don't let me forget. But this is so
Yeah.
interesting what we're talking about. And I know it's going to serve people. When you asked your betas,
Mhm.
when they came in and they did that little $97 program, Lucky Dogs, right?
Yeah.
When they finished, and what were some of the kinds of results they had? And when you asked them how much it was worth to them, what did they tell you? Do you
Well,
remember?
the first person who I did it one-on-one with, she said that the 227 email sequences that were created from
Yeah.
what we did,
Yeah.
she's like, that was worth the entire price of the program.
And
But she
how much of
said
the program was that? Like what, 3%, 5%?
1%. So in my mind, I'm like, so it's a $10,000 program. Like that's what you're
Voila.
telling me, right? And
Yes.
then I asked her, what do you think was the most impactful thing that happened for you during
Yeah.
that time? And she said, not only the clarity, the assets, that we created were a bonus, but it was the confidence that I have knowing that I have a roadmap of my business and that I can go out and talk to somebody and I know exactly where they fit in my roadmap.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, I love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So that went into some of my copy. That idea of having an overhead view, a roadmap. They were all Diane's words. Hi, Diane, if you're listening. Diane, hi.
You have to send Diane the copy, right?
I
Or
will.
just
I
send her
will.
to the YouTube.
I will. And I think that gave me clarity and confidence that, okay, you're on the right track here. This is going to be amazing. And then the beta group, I'm trying to remember how much I sold that for. I want to say 1,500
Mhm.
for a 3-month stint with me.
Mhm.
And I let one person come in for free
Mhm. You
because,
did like me. You gave one away.
yes.
A
And
scholarship.
she didn't show up after the first week. And I was like, you know what? It's because she didn't pay.
Exactly. The person who pays attention.
Yes. And the more they pay, the
The
more they
more
pay
attention.
attention.
Mhm.
So about 2 years ago, I met my mentor, who was an energy medicine doctor, and she was a psychotherapist before that. Now she's a coach. And I did some magic for her with this same program. And she said, God, this is amazing. I love the way your brain works. And she said, I have a client to refer to you,
Mhm.
but this is a client of mine. And she charged, like 50,000 a year to work with her.
Mhm.
So she said to me, I'm going to send you this client. She needs you, but you have to charge her more per month than what I charge her. Because I told her you're my coach.
Ah, there you go.
What? I mean, my whole world was just like, oh,
Well, she really
oh.
did you a service.
Well, not
She did you a
only the
service.
energetic shift
Yes.
of believing that what I have and the knowledge and the way I
All
am
of
with
it.
people, whatever, right? The whole package that you
Yes.
get. Um, and I pride myself on the fact that my clients have my phone number. You
Mhm.
actually get to talk to me when you work with me.
Yeah.
None of that.
They don't have a hired coach. You don't have like a,
No.
"You're gonna go
Well, I
see
do have
Freddie."
one coach. I have one coach that does some stuff for me, but in a totally different capacity than I do.
Right.
Um, yeah, there's no Zoom calls with 100 people where you never get to talk to your coach. That's
We're
not
the
coaching.
non-Catholics. You don't have to go through the priest to get to
I love that.
the head
I love
honcho.
that.
No,
I love
it's
that.
so you and I have that in common
Yeah.
because we know that the reason you have such a good track record, me too, but you have such a good track record is
Mhm.
because you are giving them, you are pouring into them
Yeah.
for that time together.
And
And
pouring into you as a person
yes,
because of my life coaching background. And I quickly realized that when my clients were working with me, whether it was a year-long mastermind or my 3-month program or one-on-one,
right.
one of the benefits of hanging out with me is you're hanging out with a coach who's got a morning routine and an exercise plan and an eating plan.
Mhm.
And she is, taking care of this and she's taking care of this. And, that rubs off on my clients.
Okay, wait, we
And
have to do this, right? Sizzle, sizzle. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
that really does rub off. And
yes,
stamina, physical stamina is essential to a
yeah.
successful business. Like if you're eating crap and,
Mhm. Let
if
me
you're
tell
not
you how far
moving,
I walked this morning while I talked to a client. Hold
oh,
on one
tell us.
second.
Oh my
I will
God,
tell
you're
you.
just going to inspire me. Thank
You're
you
not
for
you're not
inspiring
gonna
me.
believe it. It was very far this morning.
I'm going to say 7.5, 7 miles,
6.1.
not far off.
Yep. 6.1. Talked to one client the whole entire time, and she almost had heart failure when I told her to call me at 7:30 in the morning. She was like, "What? I'm not up that early." I'm like, "Well, you are
Well,
now."
you want to get your butt out if
Yeah,
you want to
let's
change your
go.
life. We have to get out of comfort zone.
Yeah.
Change does not come. I was just saying to my Reiki master students last night, I was teaching them, and I was
Mhm.
just saying to them, there's a reason the Dalai Lama had to get kicked out of Tibet. And thank you, Chinese, for being what some people would call asswipes and kicking him out of Tibet, because otherwise he would not have become a global spiritual leader.
Yeah.
And so all of us have had that experience of being kicked out of Tibet, which means getting out of our comfort zone. And
Mhm.
usually we'll say, oh God, that was so bad. Like I bet when you had that thing
Mhm.
happen with the 6-month program, you were like, oh, but then you realize, oh, you know what? This is the best thing that's ever happened to me,
Yep.
because now I realize I will never do it that way again.
Mhm.
You
It
know?
really, failure has been something that I've never been afraid of. And
Mhm.
I actually know if I'm not screwing up or failing at something, I'm not stretching out of my comfort zone.
Whoa, that's a nugget. If I'm not failing at
Mhm.
something,
Or screwing up or doing it wrong or having something not work, um, I'm not going for it enough. I'm not going big enough.
that's so true. Fear is our friend. And when we befriend fear and we're just, it's going to be there. People are like,
Yeah.
you're fearless. I'm not fearless.
Mm-mm.
I am so not fearless.
You just
And I
don't
know
let
you're
it
not
stop
either.
you.
Right. It's not going to stop me.
Right.
And actually, like you, I take fear, that feeling of fear, I consider that a reminder that I am stretching, because otherwise I wouldn't be afraid. But everything would be just the same old comfort, comfort, comfort. So I hope everyone is really listening to this, because, fear and screwing up or failing, those are all signals that you're stretching.
Yeah.
You're stretching, you're going beyond the box you've put around your business.
Yeah.
You're going beyond the boxes you've put around yourself. And I love that, Suzanne. And I know you're a trailblazer, I know you're a trailblazer. You're a person who
Well,
kicks down those walls.
I just want to do it different than other people. Or, um, when I created my community, I wanted something different. I've
Yeah.
created communities before, in person, online, podcast community, whatever. And I had a big vision,
Yeah.
and I waited. I did research. I participated in other communities, at different price points and free, different platforms. And just what was the experience like? Who was there? How did they invite me? And I really feel like my whole process now is created based on what I like, what I wanted, and
Mhm.
it's resonating with people, which is really cool. But I will say one other thing, that having the courage
Mm.
to be yourself through that
Mhm.
process was really hard, because you're bombarded with, do it like me, do it like me. Oh, I have the magic bullet over here.
Yeah.
And a coach about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, said to me, have you ever noticed how somebody will sell you, um, let's say, how to have a profitable Facebook group?
Mhm.
And they have 30,000 people in their Facebook group. So you think they know how to do it.
Mhm.
They teach you, and it doesn't work for you because
Mhm.
they use ads to grow their Facebook group, paid
Mhm.
ads, and they never even taught you that.
And you're not at the point in your business where you're going to do Facebook ads. Like if you're
Correct.
starting out in business, that would be crazy. Just go, just go slit your wrist, people. Really, that would be dumb. I love what you're saying. I love what you're saying. The timing in our businesses is everything. And there's so much, when I started my speaking business, people, I would, oh gosh, I have to be careful. No, I'm not going to be careful. I would go to National Speakers Association, right? Which and I would hear these people saying, you have to do it this way. You have to be the rock star. You have to go. You'll be away 320 nights a year. And I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that. I have no desire to do that.
Yeah.
And so, what you've crafted and what I've crafted are lifestyle businesses where we make a handsome living. And more importantly, we get to have the lifestyle we
Yeah.
want. Like, I don't want to work over 25 hours a week. Occasionally I
Well, the
do,
only
but I don't
reason
want
I'm
to.
sitting here at 5 o'clock on Friday is because it's you.
I know, girl. And the
That's
reason I'm sitting here too, I just had raw fan, just had a massage, by the way, right before.
it. Yeah.
I like to do that because this is like my fun time with
Yeah.
people every Friday. It's like it's energizing, and my hope is that those of you who are listening and that you realize, these are real people on this show. I call it bold, badass business owners, which if you're watching, you're also a bold, badass business owner. But everybody who's on the show is bold and a badass. That
Yeah.
that is the criteria. They have success. They have created amazing things, and they're here to share with you things that have happened that are great and how they did it, and also the things that weren't so great, so you don't have to have those issues happen for you. So,
Yeah.
Suzanne, I want to ask you, your community, tell us a little bit more about your community, and then I want us to get into the secret weapon and exactly what it is.
Sure. So, my community started on Facebook about 4 years ago. It's called the Idea Lab for Entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
And it started off with gusto right away, 1,300 members just from inviting my email list and, some friends and connections from Facebook. And about 2 years ago, I noticed things changed with Facebook algorithm, and nobody was seeing my content. I would post an event, nobody would come, or two
Mhm.
people would come. And prior to that, that's where I filled my group coaching programs through. I ran challenges and people participated, and it was a marked difference. And I
Mhm.
remember having a conversation with a friend who was in the same situation, and I said, why do I keep doing it? She said, I don't know. Why do I keep doing it? I said, well, it's really the definition of insanity is what we're doing.
Yes.
We
Right.
keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result because we used to get good results on Facebook.
Right.
Hmm.
That's like hanging on to a marriage after it's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I just felt like I was always beating my head against the wall. Like,
Mhm.
how do I get engagement? How do I do? What do I have to message people? And I
Right.
almost hired somebody.
It was taking your psychic space up, right? It was taking up so much space in your
Yes,
head.
way too much time spent thinking about it. And I thought,
Yeah.
all right, I have these engaged people with my list, and I hate email. Ugh, your talk yesterday. Mwah.
Girl,
I'm
listen, I
so
know I'm
about it.
help on email.
I'm so about it because I hate email. Tell me about your events, invite me to something, but don't email me your stories. Like, I don't want to read it. I just don't. And I don't think my people do either.
People
Um,
want to watch videos, but they don't want to
yeah,
read our shit.
no, no. They'd much rather have me tell one of my business stories with a little bit of humor in it.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So I started doing research on, building a community off of social media. How do I get people off of Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn
Wow.
into a space? And then the question became, okay, I know how to do it. I know how to invite, how to, advertise, promote, whatever. Where do I invite them to? And I did a demo community in 4 different platforms
Mm,
and set the whole thing up. Logo, title,
yeah.
group, like did the whole thing. What does it look like? And then I had
Mhm.
one of my friends join every one of them. And I said, which one did you like better? And she was like, this one, 110%.
Wow.
She said it felt smooth. I like the idea of having a profile in your community
Which
with my
one was it?
picture.
Tell us. Will you tell us which one was it? Which
Called
platform?
Heartbeat.
Harpy? HARPY?
No, Heartbeat.
Heartbeat. Oh, I thought you said heartbeat. I was like, what does that mean? Okay, heartbeat. Okay, I've never heard of that. That's so interesting.
Well, it's relatively new,
Okay.
and I had heard about it through some consulting I was doing with a tech startup. I'm
Hmm.
super into tech and SaaS offers. That's a whole nother show. We could talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I overheard a conversation, being the busybody that I am, and I was like, "Excuse me, did I hear you say you're working on a community platform?" And they were like, "Why, yes." I'd love to hear more. I learned more. I became an early investor in the company. And because of that early investment, I got lifetime access to the software.
Girl. Oh, goo, woo, woo, woo. That's awesome.
So now my platform, I have groups, I have specialty groups, I have,
Yeah.
all kinds of feeds, I have courses, I have a networking feature.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna pause you. Do you have an affiliate link you can drop in the chat for
Yeah,
people?
yeah,
Put
yeah,
that affiliate link in there
yeah.
because you know what? This is people say, well, why is she asking me to use the affiliate link? Well, she just gave you a nugget. And what? You're going to go and just sign up with and not give her a tiny bit back, right? As a thank you? Like, that's
Well,
like
the beautiful part with this affiliate program, and I usually do this with my affiliate programs, I'll put it in the chat.
awesome.
Um, Not only do you get a good deal,
Yeah.
better than you would get retail,
Yes.
I do get a small commission, but I give you value for that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if you want to do your own community and you decide you want to use the Heartbeat platform, I consult on all platforms, but if you decide you want to use the Heartbeat platform, you get to come into my community and I basically show you how I've set it up, how I've designed it, and the reasons behind it, the intention behind it. And I've had a couple of people take advantage of that. And I've even had a couple of my community mentors. They're my advocates. They're out there talking about me and what
Yeah.
I do. And I've offered them, and one of them is taking me up on it, and she's going to do her own Heartbeat community for her health and wellness coaching and
Nice.
lifestyle program. And we can connect the two programs, very high up,
Cross promote.
cross promote.
Cross
It's
promote, baby.
beautiful.
Cross promote. And for those of you who may be new to business, I know some of you are new and some of you are veterans, like us. And cross promotion, it's just that idea that, say you're you're in a shopping mall and you go in the Victoria's Secret, and guess what? They have a card with a discount for you to go to Shane. I'm thinking about what my daughter loves.
Yeah.
And then there's Forever 21, right? And so that's the physical version of it.
Yeah.
But here, it's going to be linking to, it's just what Amazon does, when they stick, you buy something and they're like, you may also be interested in this. But you do it with other companies. So you like this course, you'll probably like this one. It's really
I have a couple of community partners now.
Mm-hmm.
And they were people or companies that I use. So my business development guy, I have him as a sponsor of my community. I've referred 47 people to him this year.
Oh, Lord. And I love that his sponsorship is a tax write-off. So, I mean, good Lord, he's just profiting on every level.
Yes. And then I have a software company that is a funnel software company. And out on the market, it's $97 a month for that complete software system.
Nice.
I sell it to my members, and it's literally everything from calendar to, funnels to email to everything.
Nice.
For $47 a month.
Wow, that's a good deal.
But you have to be one of my members to do that.
Nice. That's great, though. That's really awesome. So put that, definitely. Can you pop that up in the chat, or do you want me to put it in if you can't?
Yeah, what do you want?
The affiliate link. Put the affiliate link for Heartbeat.
I did. I put it.
Oh, you did. Okay, for some reason I can't see it.
Right in the private chat.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can you access the other chat or no?
I cannot put anything in that chat.
I got it. I'll copy it right over and stick it over there now. So everybody has it right underneath. Well, where did that go now? Where did our chat go? I lost the chat.
So I want to say one more thing on the pricing situation. So my mentor has a mentor, and she's the highest paid female coach in the world, Mary Shulkin. And Mary is in her 90s, and she didn't start business coaching until she was 65. And her daughter, being young and savvy, basically said, after running her father's companies for years, that the mom had all this knowledge of billion-dollar companies and how to run them. And the daughter said, Mom, I'm going to put your coaching out there on the marketplace for billion-dollar business owners. And you're going to charge $1 million for the year of coaching. And she was like, okay, like anybody's going to pay that. Right. So she had a lunch for her mom, and she invited all of these people from New York and, business owners, all of her father's associates, and basically said, my mom was the reason my dad was so successful. She was running things from behind the scenes, and she's now available to consult with your company. It's $1 million a year. See her after lunch to, hire her. And 3 people walked up to her and hired her.
I love that. Well, they'd seen the success. I mean, it was proven. And it was also an endorsement from someone they trusted, and here's the thing, to those multimillionaires, $1 million was not much, right?
Yeah.
That was appropriate.
Well, and what she said about how often they needed her, she said that if they had a problem, she would fly to them, spend 4 days, solve the problem, go home, and not hear from them again for 2 months.
So she did on-demand VIP retreats, one-on-one.
Yeah.
What a great model. I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she probably bought her own plane after all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That is such a wonderful story. I love that. And, it just goes to show that if we're willing to understand and ask the value of what we offer, just like you were talking about earlier, of the people we serve, if we're willing to ask them, how much is this value? What value would you put on this?
Yeah.
I had somebody say, I have done more in 50 days with Dr. Barnsley than I've done in 50 years.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the value of that? And if we could get that idea, we're going to usually realize, especially those of us who are women in business, that we are horribly undervaluing ourselves.
Yes. 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 And it was a chronic disease for me that I cured in one swift kick in the pants from my mentor. And it literally shifted my whole entire being when it came to what I was doing, what I was charging.
Wow.
And immediately, as soon as that mindset shift happened, and I began to value myself differently, and there were some activities involved in doing that, which is awesome. It was an excellent experience that I give to other people very often. But I will say the difference was an immediate, I mean, literally immediate, going from, what was I charging per month? I think I was charging $250 per month to work with me
Mm.
to $2,000.
Mm. That's quite a jump.
Just
I like
because
the
I
10
decided.
times thing.
Just decide. And it was that simple. But
Yeah.
I couldn't wrap my head around it until she said, just decide.
Just decide. But she
Yeah.
also said, she really set you up, and thank God for her, right? Because she said, look, you're my coach. And so you have to charge more, or they're going to be like, what?
Yeah.
You know, how come you have a cheaper coach than you charge? And they'll value it more. Just what you said before, the person who pays more attention,
Yeah.
right? We have to have an investment. And actually, you know, in Reiki, we talk about an exchange of energy.
Yes.
And money is just the way we choose to do that. You know, I never, you know what, Suzanne, you and I haven't even talked about this, but I never talk about bills. I don't pay bills. I pay contributions. I am a benefactor for everyone around me. So when I write that
I
check,
love
I'm
that.
like excited because that's supporting somebody's family. It's supporting the lumberjack. It's supporting the person who paves the road. It's supporting the mail carrier. It's supporting the bank person. It's supporting the person who makes the paper. It's support, you know, it's just, it has a ripple effect out. And that is when we have prosperity consciousness. So I hope everybody's really hearing this. And I want you to think for a second, those of you who are listening, I want you to think, are you really valuing yourself? Are you valuing your product or service? And think about the fact that just even with the inflation that we're having right now, hitting some record highs, you know, July, it was like 9%. Just even with that, you have an easy excuse, an easy reason to raise your rates. It's one of the first things I do with my clients, actually, is we package. So they never sell a la carte anymore, or if they do, it's super expensive. And we package what they have. So let me ask you, Suzanne, because you know, you and I could talk forever, and you're so full of information. And thank you for all of
you
this.
too.
Yeah, man. You're like, you just laying down the nuggets. I got nugget. I had to put Gem to give it a GEM to give a little variety here. But I've put all these things in here for everybody and given them the Idea Lab, you know, and the heartbeat with your affiliate link, all of that. So tell us, just in a nutshell, what is the entrepreneur's secret weapon?
Well, it's a combination of Stoic philosophy and modern science. And where they intersect is this beautiful place of personal habits. And they go from, you know, an idea of what integrity is, and what it means, and how to do it and how to be it, but also a super tangible way of improving yourself as a
Mhm.
person so that when you show up, whether it's on Zoom or at a networking event, or the best place I've ever met clients was out in the real world. I call it
Yes.
meeting clients in the wild, right?
In the wild,
In the wild,
in the wilderness.
at Starbucks, at Michael's, at the
Yes.
grocery store.
At the Kinko's, at the UPS store, in
Why?
the bathroom.
Why?
I
Because
met
you
one in the
can
bathroom,
feel
Suzanne.
same.
You know we women talk in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go on.
And it's because people can feel your energy.
Yes.
So when you, and I don't want to go too woo woo because I can go there. But
Well, we'll say we can put our turbans on after we
okay,
stop the
okay,
recording. I've got my
we could
lame
do
turban
like
up
remote
there.
Reiki on each other or something.
Yeah.
I really show you how to fundamentally, by increasing your personal energy, your vibe, you start attracting people to you and
Mhm.
they come to you. It's kind of like, I remember when I used to teach fitness classes at a gym, and women would come up to me who and would ask, "How old are you?" "Oh, well, I'm 48." "What? Oh."
Really?
And I'll have what you're having. What
I
what is that? What is what? Well,
love that
your
scene.
your body, your fitness, your energy,
Yeah.
the the vibe you put out to 60 people in a room. Hmm, okay. Well, a lot of the time they didn't want to do all the things I was doing for myself. So I thought there's got to be a way to hack that a little bit.
Mhm.
And that's when I dove into work with Brian Johnson. He owned a company called Optimize. It's now
Mhm.
called Heroic, and that was that junction of Stoic philosophy, modern science, and I got to spend a year in a coaching program with him and learn from incredible people about sleep, nutrition, exercise, and energy and meditation and all of these things that I already knew about. But now I have this tangible way to teach and show and encourage my clients to, we're talking business, but,
Yeah.
and I'll give the example of the client I talked to this morning. He's a local realtor and he had a mindset issue yesterday. And he was like, man, it just got me for like 4 hours. And I said, well, 4 hours is an accomplishment. You used to do it for 4 months. And he
Mhm.
was like, you're right. I said, so celebrate the 4 hours that you turned it around and you're not thinking negative about that. You're thinking opportunity from that. And next time it happens, maybe it'll only be 40 minutes.
There you go. It's
And
a muscle.
it is. It is.
Mindset is a muscle, just like, when you go to exercise, I used to do a lot of weight training. And when you go, what do? There's several things. You have to mix it up,
Yeah.
because if you don't mix it up, your body gets used to it and gets in comfort zone, and then it stops building muscle.
Yeah.
And you also have to rest. This is very important. You need to have a day of rest every now and
Well,
again, because then
I'm
you go back
sitting
to it.
down because I walked 8 miles today. I walked 11 miles yesterday. My legs
Girl,
are tired. I've been standing at my desk all day. So it was time to sit down.
girl,
And you
you
have
you
to
are
do that
putting
for yourself.
you are putting me to shame. But I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm working on getting all my movement back.
Awesome.
I'm working on it. Um, and rolfing has been a big part of that, because I've had a little hip thing that I've had since
Mm.
I was born. And it's just that I've noticed now, just like you, people always guess me at least like 15 years younger than I am.
Yeah.
I'm 57,
I'm
right?
56.
Yeah, I know, girl. We were talking about that. It's like
Yeah.
57 looks good on us.
Oh, and it's looking
56,
better because I'm getting back in shape and,
yeah,
I'm only working 4 days a week now instead of five or
beautiful.
six, and it's
Yes.
really cool and I love it. Um,
And you're
and I
having
was,
fun. Are you having fun,
oh, so
Suzanne?
much, so
Like
much.
tomorrow, I'm going to go do an improv comedy class. I think I'm going to do that all day, right?
Nice. I'm
And
golfing tomorrow.
you're what?
Golfing.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. I didn't realize you were a golfer. You
Well,
know,
I dabble. My
but it's
son
fun,
and my
right? You're
husband
talking to people
play,
the whole
so
time you're
yeah.
out there. So you all listen very carefully to what Suzanne is talking about, and that is takes us back to that point we made earlier about stamina. You know, in business, you've got to have stamina, and you have to have self-care.
Yeah.
You have to have ways to fill yourself up because, in those moments when you get, a really hard enrollment conversation and you know that you can help that person and they're like not going to move
Mm-hmm.
because it's scary. It is. Or when you have, something blows up with a deal that you thought was a done deal, or
Mm-hmm.
you have the client who decides they're just going to drop out and not pay you anymore. Or whatever things, that we have that happen in business, they're part of business.
Yeah.
This is what I said last night to my group. Mastery is not the absence of problems.
No.
Mastery is when you get a problem, you get back up. You might fall for those 4 hours like your client, but then you
Yeah.
get back up. You get back on the proverbial horse and off you
Yeah.
go.
Well,
You put on a helmet.
can I read my little quote from
Yes,
this
please.
morning?
Yes.
Um,
Is this a quote you
no,
made?
this is a
Oh,
quote from Stoicism.
aha.
And it's from Marcus Aurelius. Here's a way to think about what the masses regard as being good things. If you would first start by setting your mind upon things that are unquestionably good, wisdom, self-control, justice, and courage. With this preconception, you'll no longer be able to listen to the popular refrain that there are too many good things to experience in a lifetime. So if
Wow.
that is the shit that matters, why are we focused on all this other crap?
Distractions.
Distractions. And that's what today's quote was. It's a daily. It's like you read a
Love
quote
that.
every day.
And the Stoics were the Greek philosophers, right? Some of the Greek
Yeah.
philosophers that started there. It's come to mean something else where people are like stoicism, you're sort of, reserved or whatever, but that's
Yeah.
not the nature of what the Stoics were talking about. What's the book so people who are interested could maybe get it?
It's called The Daily Stoic
Nice.
by Ryan Holiday. He's fabulous. He's a young guy who writes about Stoicism. And I will say one of the most appealing things for me about that whole journey of learning was that all of the philosophers, and there's a 3,000 year span there of different philosophers, when they would go to learn from their master or from their, teacher, they would walk and talk. They would be in Plato's academy was a gym full of weights and medicine balls. And, it was all about stimulating the body to stimulate the mind and vice versa. Stimulate your mind while your body's moving. You're going to be more creative, more passionate, more vibrant. So,
And now there are people who are walking coaches. Like they'll coach while they walk. But I guess you can do it on Zoom. Y'all can be walking, or you can be. I have a recumbent bike that you could be the biking coach.
Yeah.
Gosh, I love that, Suzanne. You're making me think of something funny. I don't know if you've ever seen the Monty Python Philosophers soccer game. It's so hilarious. It's like,
I'm going to watch it again.
I love that. It's just such a crack up that you like philosophy. leading with values, which is what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
Leading with values. It's one of the reasons I love the Four Agreements. I
Oh,
just love
yes.
that book. It's like one of my favorite books in the world. And actually, there's the Four Agreements at work. I didn't like that one as much. Just the plain old Four Agreements.
Yeah.
That's just simple. And if we just live our lives according to high values
Yeah.
of what it means to be human and humane,
Yeah.
that energy is just going to circulate back. It's
Yeah.
going to come just like a boomerang back, and then we
Oh,
circulate it more.
oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad you're bringing this into the discussion, and the whole notion of energy and how essential our energy is, because energy is the currency of attention.
Yeah, it
And
is.
whoever gets the most attention in business is going to get the business.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. So there's nothing woo-woo about it for those of you who are like energy. I remember, Suzanne, when I got the download that I was supposed to start offering Reiki to business people, I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
And
I
it's been
know.
the best thing.
Uh-huh.
It's been the best thing, because who is super overwhelmed and stressed, but business people who are juggling a whole lot of things, and wanting their business to succeed and
Well,
needing to
please,
have that time.
one of my business consulting clients has a financial services company, um, and he broke his ankle. And I forget, I think he was skiing this past winter.
Yeah.
And he just said, I'm laid up for a couple days. Um, I can't do something. And I said, oh, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. And he was
Hmm.
like, you will? I said, sure. So I took care of it for him. And I got a box of chocolate covered pretzels in the mail as a thank you. And then I packaged up some essential oils in a roller bottle, because I used to have a wholesale essential oils company that bought organic bulk essential oils and sold them
Hmm.
to people who were making little roller bottles and stuff.
Yeah.
So I made him a roller bottle of the pain blend that literally saved my life and my neck and enabled me to move past a neck injury. And I made it up for him, wrote a little card, sent it off in the mail. And he called me when he got it and he said, this smells bad. And I said, it smells a little like a hoagie, right? And he was like, yeah. I said, well, get used to it, because it's the best thing you're ever going to put on your ankle, not only for the healing properties, but for the anti-inflammation properties. There's everything in it. Anti-inflammation, pain,
Yeah.
healing. And he was like, all right, who cares what it smells like? I said,
I'll try it.
trust me, at least it's on your ankle. It's not on your neck.
You're like, whoo, something smells.
Oh, yeah.
It's me.
You could recognize me from a long while with always smelling like oils, but that's okay.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Well, I love that. And he found it worked, right?
he did. He did.
And then he was like, oh my God, give me more of this. I mean, people, speaking of essential oils, I mean, they're plants. Where do people think that medicines come from?
Yeah.
Right? They come from plants. People, they just get smushed out and chemicalized, right?
Yeah.
But really, and so if we can find something in the natural form, which I
Yeah.
think is a perfect metaphor for what you've been talking about all this whole time, is that being yourself, be your natural self,
Yes.
have your values be just foundational good values. Like, don't eat the crap that's in a box. Like, eat good live food.
Hmm.
you know I carry extra weight, but I do eat really good, by the
Well,
way.
listen,
Yeah.
that's why I'm on this quest right now, because
Yeah.
I found um, I happen to be married to a stick figure who eats whatever he wants. And, then I have a teenager who also eats whatever he wants. And over COVID, I obviously my teaching exercise classes for fun stopped.
Right.
I did not continue with the working out at home as much.
Yeah.
And I had a couple things happen in my business that
Hmm.
I've now hired somebody to take care of one of the things, and I sold my marketing agency, so I didn't have to play project manager anymore.
Yeah.
But during COVID, I was running the essential oil company, a marketing agency, and my coaching practice.
Way too much.
Way too much. And I
And
gained
something's got to give, right?
what gave was my butt. I gained 50 pounds and
50?
55.
Yeah. Okay, I thought I was bad, but no, girl. Okay, you got me beat on that one. Oh, but you look great. You've
Well,
lost it all. You've released it. I always say
no,
release
no,
it.
I still have 40 more to go.
Really? You look great.
Well, from here up, yeah.
Well, girl, let me just say that here's the thing, and you know this as well as I do, that muscle, you can carry more weight with
There's
good
no
posture,
muscle on my
with
hind.
great muscle. Oh, there wasn't no muscle on there. Okay, okay, I got you.
There's no
Okay.
muscle. That's why
It
I'm
was
walking.
cushiony.
So I just decided, here we go again, deciding. I decided I was going to treat myself like one of my health coaching clients from 10 years
Mm,
ago and create a
mm,
freaking plan. Create a plan
yes,
and
right.
then decide that I'm going to start today, and by July 1st, 50 pounds will be gone. So I started 30 days ago, and I calculated, all right, how much exercise do I need to do? How much do I need to eat each day to be to my goal by July 1st? Now, 50 pounds between
Beginning of April,
March,
March.
I started March 15th ish, something like that. Today was day 30. So
Yeah,
in 30 days, I've lost 14 pounds.
awesome.
Now that means by the end of this month, I'll be at 20.
Yeah, you can make it happen. And the other thing is, if it doesn't exactly happen in that time frame, the fact that you're walking 7 miles, 6 miles, talking with your clients, it's going to happen. And I think
Yeah.
sometimes we just expect in business. Well, I know a lot of people expect that suddenly overnight their business is going to be a success. Or overnight that, all those magic
No,
pills, just take this stuff
you
and
got to make a plan and
yeah,
well, this
you
is
have to
cute.
do the daily work.
This is cute. You got to make the plan and do the steps every day.
Whoa. Yeah.
Well,
Like you got to make the plan and do the steps
yeah,
every day.
every day.
Every day. That is such a good reminder. And, Rome isn't built in a day. We've always heard that. It wasn't built in a day. It really is the small, simple choices that we make in our businesses, like to stick to our values, even when somebody else is acting like an asswipe, to
Yep.
stick to our values, for instance, or to to make the call even when we don't feel like making the call.
Oh yeah.
Right? We've all has a professional. A professional is a person who makes the call no matter what. That's mastery. Like it's raining outside and you're like, oh, I don't want to go out and do my walk. The person who's going to go out and do that walk in the rain or with a umbrella, right, or a poncho, is the person who is going to live longer.
Well,
And the
that's
business
the
that does the small
difference.
steps is going to live longer.
That's the difference between somebody who's 100% committed and
Yeah.
99% committed.
Yeah. Wow. Suzanne, you know what? Okay, you get a prize. Do you know
Oh,
why
I
you get a
do?
prize? You do.
How?
You get
What
a
do I?
prize because this is the longest interview I've ever done
Oh,
on here.
figures. We both talk a lot.
We do, but this is all scintillating, and you all who are watching, I want you putting some stuff in there, and you're watching later. You've heard me say it before, don't be an internet voyeur. You get more when you give. So I want you to put
Oh
in there
yeah.
what you're taking away. What did you hear in this hour that we've spent together? Because Suzanne's giving her time. I'm giving my time. We're doing this to serve. And I want you to put in there what you're taking away because you've heard something that
Yeah.
could truly change your life and your business. Right. And what we want to do is give you the proverbial kick in the butt through the camera. Boom, doing. We want to give you that so that you go ahead and implement. And,
Yeah.
to be a badass business owner, you got to be a person who not only hears it, but then speedily
Yeah.
Makes the decision, as you've pointed out, Suzanne, it starts with the decision and then does the action. So
Yeah.
Suzanne, let's wrap up with you sharing what you have to offer us for free. And y'all know always, I forgot to say this earlier, silly me, I have my How to Overcome Overwhelm in 7 Easy Steps book,
Nice.
y'all. It's on the website, spirited-solutions.com. So I forgot to say that earlier, but it's there for you. Share it with people. It's funny, and it has lots of stuff you can use. So Suzanne, what are you going to offer people? Because I know you
Well,
have
my website is SuzanneTaylor-King.com. And there is a very plain and simple resource page on the website. And on that page are amazing planning resources. There's a course planning worksheet. There is a email course, a full coaching program delivered via email on authentic listening. Then there's one on building your online authority. Again, a full coaching program
Oh,
delivered via email, all for free on that resource page. I send everybody there. Pick the one you want. They're all free. You can download them, and you can also check out the community that's listed, plain and simple, right on my Suzanne Taylor-King website. So you can really get to everything from there.
love it. Give me the website again.
Suzanne, Suzanne, Taylor-King.com.
Taylor was your maiden name, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah. And my company is Tailored Coaching because I believe coaching is custom and co-created in conversation.
Yes, which takes us to philosophy, the
Yep.
Socratic method.
Yeah.
The Socratic method was not somebody telling you something. It was someone asking,
Yes.
asking a poignant question.
Mm.
And when we're really good coaches, you know, the quality, I've said this before, the quality of the questions we ask determines the quality of the answers we receive.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. And so just that idea of really listening and then asking the poignant question is a beautiful thing. Well, you know what I love about doing these interviews is I get to spend time with people like you, Suzanne, who are
Oh,
bright
I
lights.
loved it. Now I have a question for you.
Oh, sure. Ask me. Ask me.
Can we be friends now?
We are friends.
Gosh.
We were friends from the beginning.
Well, I thought so, but now I kind of think it's official because I'm fully
You are vetted, girl, and you are in my cell phone. And you heard what I said yesterday. Like,
Yep.
if I give you and let you text, that does not mean you are a contact in my phone. You are a contact in my phone.
Yeah.
And you all, I want you to know, you really should take advantage of what Suzanne has offered you, these wonderful online courses for free, right at SuzanneTaylor-King.com. It's all right there. So remember, being a badass business owner means being yourself. Today we talked about being yourself. It means pre-selling, knowing your value.
Mm-hmm.
It means you have habits that are daily, that are positive, that give you energy and give you stamina. And it means that you hang out with amazing people like us every Friday afternoon on Bold Badass Business Owners. Lots of love to everybody. Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Go be incredible.